In the heart of Central Asia, where empires have risen and fallen, lies a land defined by the raw power of its geography. It is a place where the colossal peaks of the Hindu Kush stand as silent witnesses to the passage of armies, merchants, and mystics. This is a landscape of formidable mountains and sun-scorched deserts, a natural fortress that has for millennia served as the great crossroads of civilization. This is Afghanistan. For centuries, its name has been whispered alongside tales of the Silk Road, of ancient kingdoms, and of the enduring struggle for dominion. But to see this land only through the lens of history is to miss its living, breathing heart. Beyond the grandeur of its past and the stark beauty of its terrain is a quieter, more profound story, one that unfolds not in the annals of conquerors, but in the daily rhythms of its people. It is a story of resilience, forged in the face of hardship, of communities bound by unwavering faith, and of a deep, abiding connection to an ancestral homeland. This is the story of everyday life in Afghanistan. Life in Afghanistan is anchored in routines that have been practiced for generations, shaped by the seasons, the sun, and the sacred calls to prayer. The day often begins in the quiet moments before dawn, with the adhan echoing from the local mosque, a sound that is not an alarm, but a gentle, spiritual summons that marks the transition from the stillness of night to the activities of the day. Following the first prayer, or Fajr, the country slowly awakens. In cities like Kabul or Mazar-e-Sharif, the morning air is soon filled with the scent of freshly baked naan, the ubiquitous flatbread that is the cornerstone of every meal. Bakers, often working in small family-run shops, skillfully slap flattened dough against the searing hot walls of the tandoor, the traditional clay oven, producing hundreds of loaves that will be carried home, still warm, for the morning meal. In the villages, nestled in valleys like the Panjshir, the day starts with the sounds of farm life, the lowing of cattle, the bleating of sheep, and the first tasks of tending to the land. Here, the morning routine is dictated by the needs of the animals and the fields. Water might be collected from a communal spring or a hand-dug well, a task often performed by the women and children of the household. The first cup of chai, or tea, is a cherished ritual, a moment of quiet contemplation before the physical labor of the day begins. This is a society where the family is the bedrock of existence. The household, often multi-generational with grandparents, parents, and children living under one roof, is the center of social and economic life. Homes, whether modest mud brick compounds in rural areas or concrete dwellings in the cities, are sanctuaries of family life. Here, behind courtyard walls that provide privacy and a safe space for children to play, the day's first meal is prepared, children get ready for school, and the plans for the day are made. The morning routine is a shared, collective effort, a quiet choreography of tasks that reinforces the bonds of kinship. The grandmother might be watching the youngest children while their mother prepares breakfast. An older son might be tasked with feeding the family's animals. Life moves at a human pace, guided by a deep respect for tradition and a pragmatic understanding of the demands of the day ahead. The rhythm of daily life is most palpable in the local bazaar, the vibrant heart of every town and city. This is more than just a marketplace. It is the community's central nervous system, a place for commerce, social interaction, and the exchange of news. Here, the day unfolds in a series of time-honored interactions. Farmers from the surrounding countryside bring their produce. Piles of gleaming tomatoes, sacks of potatoes, and baskets of seasonal fruit, their faces weathered by the sun, to sell directly to city dwellers. Small shopkeepers, who have often inherited their trade from their fathers and grandfathers, preside over their stalls with a quiet pride, their shops filled with everything from textiles and shoes to household goods and electronics. The air is thick with a mixture of smells, the earthy scent of spices, like cumin and coriander, the sweet aroma of baking bread, the sharp tang of leather goods. The sounds are a constant energetic hum, the rhythmic clang of a metalsmith's hammer, the persuasive calls of vendors advertising their wares, the murmur of countless conversations, and the clatter of teacups from a nearby chaykhana, or tea house. These tea houses are vital social institutions, primarily for men, where business deals are struck, news is exchanged, and friendships are maintained over endless glasses of green or black tea. In this close-knit society, anonymity is a rare concept. Transactions are personal, often preceded by inquiries about family and health. A sense of community pervades these spaces. Neighbors meet, friends catch up, and the bonds that hold the community together are reaffirmed. This interdependence is formalized in traditions like hashar, a form of communal work. If a family needs to build a new home, repair an irrigation ditch, or bring in the harvest, the entire village will come together to help, without any expectation of payment. It is an unspoken social contract, a deeply ingrained understanding that one's well-being is intrinsically linked to the well-being of the community. This social fabric, woven from countless daily acts of mutual support and shared experience, is a primary source of strength and security in a land that has often known instability. Tradition and identity are the invisible threads that run through every aspect of Afghan life. The country is a rich tapestry of different ethnic groups, each with its own unique language, customs, and history. The Pashtuns, traditionally pastoral and concentrated in the south and east, have a strong tribal structure governed by a code of conduct known as Pashtunwali. The Tajiks, largely Persian-speaking and residing in the north and west, have a long history of urban life and are often associated with cities of great cultural heritage like Herat. The Hazaras, of Central Asian descent, inhabit the mountainous central highlands and have a distinct history and culture. In the north, the Uzbeks and Turkmen maintain strong cultural and linguistic ties to their counterparts in Central Asia. This diversity is the source of the nation's complex and vibrant identity. Across all these groups, a set of core values provides a unifying cultural framework. Islamic traditions are central to life, guiding moral conduct, daily rituals, and the rhythm of the year, marked by festivals like Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. Hospitality is a sacred duty, a cornerstone of the culture. The concept of Melmastia, the welcoming of guests, is a profound social obligation. A traveler arriving in a village, even a complete stranger, will be taken in by a local family. They will be given the best room in the house, offered the finest food the family has, and protected as if they were a member of the family. To refuse such hospitality would be a grave insult. Respect for elders is another fundamental pillar of the society. The wisdom and experience of older generations are deeply valued. When an elder enters a room, younger people will stand. They are served first at meals, and their opinion is sought in all important family and community matters. The family structure is patriarchal, with the oldest male serving as the head of the household, but the older women, particularly the grandmothers, wield significant influence within the domestic sphere. This reverence for the past and for one's ancestors provides a powerful sense of continuity and belonging, anchoring individuals in a long and proud lineage. This heritage is also expressed through art, particularly poetry. The words of great Persian language poets like Rumi, who was born in Balkh, are still recited and cherished. Traditional music, centered on instruments like the stringed rubab, and crafts like the intricate art of carpet weaving, are further testaments to a deep and enduring cultural legacy. For the vast majority of Afghans, life is tied directly to the land. Agriculture and livestock are the traditional backbone of the economy, a way of life that has sustained the population for centuries. In the fertile plains and valleys, farmers cultivate wheat, rice, and corn, as well as a rich variety of fruits and nuts for which the country is famous. Pomegranates from Kandahar, grapes from the Shamali Plain, and almonds from the northern provinces. The work is physically demanding, often relying on traditional methods that have been passed down through generations. The rhythm of life is dictated by the planting and harvesting seasons, a cycle of hard work and patient waiting. Survival in this arid land has always depended on the masterful management of water. For centuries, Afghan farmers have relied on ancient irrigation systems known as kares or kanats. These are remarkable feats of engineering, gently sloping underground tunnels that tap into underground aquifers at the base of mountains and carry water for miles to the fields, minimizing evaporation along the way. Maintaining these systems is a communal responsibility, a vital task that underscores the interdependence of village life. In the vast mountainous regions, pastoralism is a way of life. Nomadic and semi-nomadic communities, like the Kuchis, move with their herds of sheep and goats, following ancient migration routes in search of pasture. Their lives are a testament to a remarkable adaptation to a challenging environment. Beyond agriculture, the economy is driven by small businesses and a thriving informal sector. In the cities and towns, local markets are filled with artisans and craftspeople, weavers in the north, creating intricate carpets, their patterns telling the story of their tribe. The tile makers of Herat, producing the brilliant blue tiles that adorn the city's mosques. Coppersmiths in Kabul, hammering out decorative trays and pots. Economic life is often a family affair, with everyone contributing to the household's livelihood. In the absence of widespread formal employment, this resourcefulness, this ability to create value from a small plot of land or a traditional skill, is the key to survival. Afghan food is a direct reflection of the land and its history, hearty, flavorful, and designed to be shared. The cuisine is centered around a few key staples, most notably bread and rice. Naan, the flatbread baked in a clay tandoor, is present at every meal. It is more than just food. It is a versatile utensil used to scoop up stews and other dishes. Rice is the heart of celebratory and everyday meals alike. Dishes like Kabuli palau, a fragrant pilaf with tender lamb, carrots, and raisins, is considered the national dish, a symbol of hospitality and culinary artistry. Other beloved dishes include savory dumplings, like mantu, filled with spiced meat and topped with a yogurt sauce, and a shak, filled with leeks or chives. Hearty stews, known as kormas, are made with lamb or chicken and a variety of vegetables. Yogurt, or mast, is a common accompaniment, providing a cool contrast to the warm, spiced dishes. The flavors are rich, but generally not fiery, relying on a subtle blend of spices like cumin, coriander, turmeric, and cardamom. Meals are deeply social occasions, a time for the family to come together, share stories, and reinforce their bonds. The food is typically served on a dastakhan, a cloth spread on the floor. Large platters are placed in the center, and everyone eats from these communal dishes, a practice that fosters a sense of togetherness and equality. The etiquette is to eat with the right hand, using pieces of naan to handle the food. Tea or chai is an indispensable part of daily life. It is served to guests as a sign of welcome, consumed throughout the day, and serves as the social lubricant for conversations in homes, shops, and offices. The cooking is often simple and resourceful, making the most of local, seasonal ingredients. At its core, Afghan food culture is about generosity, community, and the simple, profound pleasure of a shared meal. To understand life in Afghanistan is to understand the profound and intimate relationship between the people and their land. The natural environment is not a passive backdrop. It is an active, powerful force that shapes every aspect of existence. The towering mountains, which cover most of the country, are a source of both life and hardship. They provide the snowmelt that feeds the rivers and irrigates the valleys, but they also isolate communities and make travel difficult, especially during the harsh winters when high passes become impassable, cutting off villages for months at a time. The seasons are marked by dramatic shifts, from the brutal cold and deep snow of winter to the vibrant, flower-filled green of spring, from the intense, dry heat of summer to the crisp, golden light of the autumn harvest. Life in rural Afghanistan is lived in close harmony with these rhythms of nature. Farmers and shepherds possess an intimate knowledge of the land, an ecological wisdom passed down through generations. They know how to read the weather in the clouds, where to find the best pastures, and how to manage the precious resource of water. This deep connection to the land fosters a powerful sense of place and identity. For many Afghans, their village, their valley, their ancestral land is the center of their world, a sacred geography that holds the stories of their family and their people. The land is not merely a resource to be exploited. It is an inheritance, a trust passed down from their ancestors that must be preserved for future generations. Life is lived largely outdoors, under a vast and open sky, in a landscape of breathtaking, rugged, and untamed beauty. Despite its rugged terrain and traditional character, Afghanistan is a country in motion, slowly and unevenly connecting to the modern world. A network of roads, some newly paved, connects the major cities, serving as vital arteries for trade and travel. The sight of a brightly decorated bus or a shared taxi packed with passengers is a common feature of the landscape, a symbol of the constant movement of people seeking work, visiting family, or accessing services. A journey on one of these buses is a microcosm of Afghan society. It is a communal experience, with passengers sharing food and conversation. The music is often loud, and the bus will make frequent stops for prayer, for meals, and at security checkpoints. These journeys can be long and arduous, but they are a lifeline that connects the disparate parts of the country. In the more remote, mountainous regions, however, infrastructure remains limited. Here, travel often depends on unpaved tracks that are impassable in bad weather, and the primary modes of transport may still be on foot or with pack animals like donkeys. This stark contrast between the developing urban centers and the isolated rural areas is one of the defining features of modern Afghanistan. In Kabul, one might see traffic jams and modern vehicles, but just an hour's drive outside the city, the landscape can feel as if it has not changed for centuries. Yet modern technology is bridging some of these gaps. The mobile phone has become ubiquitous, even in remote villages. It is a tool for staying in touch with family members who may be working in a different city or even a different country. It allows traders to check market prices and enables access to mobile banking in areas with no physical banks. For the younger generation, it is a window to the wider world, a source of information and entertainment that their parents never had. This gradual modernization is a complex process, bringing both opportunities and challenges as a new generation navigates the path between the old ways and the new. For the young people of Afghanistan, who make up a large portion of the population, life is a delicate balance between honoring tradition and aspiring for a different future. Access to education remains one of the country's greatest challenges, yet it is also the source of its greatest hopes. In the cities, schools, and universities are functioning, providing opportunities for young men and, where possible, young women to gain knowledge and skills. The classroom environment is often simple, perhaps lacking the latest technology or even basic supplies, but it is filled with an eagerness to learn. The teacher, or ustad, is a figure of great respect. For many, education is seen as the key to a better life, a way to rebuild their country and participate in a globalized world. However, the path is not easy. In many rural and conservative areas, access to schooling is limited, particularly for girls. The aspirations of the younger generation often exist in tension with the expectations of their elders and the constraints of their society. A young man might study computer science at Kabul University but return home to a traditional household where major life decisions, such as his choice of a spouse, are made by his family. They live with one foot in the 21st century and one in a world of ancient tradition. Their hopes are often not to abandon their culture, but to find a way to integrate new knowledge and opportunities into it, to help their families and communities in new ways. Their story is one of resilience and hope as they seek to forge an identity that is both proudly Afghan and open to the possibilities of the modern world. The rhythm of day and night in Afghanistan marks a distinct shift in the tempo of life. The daylight hours are for work, for commerce, for activity in the public sphere, The streets and bazaars are hives of energy, a reflection of a society built on hard work and social interaction. The days are productive, filled with the sounds of vendors calling out their prices, the heat of the sun reflecting off dusty streets, and the constant motion of people focused on the essential tasks of earning a livelihood and managing the household. As dusk falls, a sense of quiet descends. Life turns inward, away from the public spaces and back toward the sanctuary of the home. The evenings are a time for family. After the final prayer of the day, families gather to share the evening meal, to talk, to drink tea. Neighborhoods become still, the sounds of traffic and commerce replaced by the murmur of conversation from within courtyard walls. Social life is simple and intimate, visiting relatives, sharing stories, or simply enjoying the peace of the evening. Grandparents might tell traditional folk tales to the children, or a family member might recite poetry. It is in this nightly retreat, in the quiet moments shared with loved ones under a sky filled with stars, that the bonds of family are strengthened and the spirit is recharged, ready for the demands of the new day. Life in this beautiful and complex land is not without its profound challenges. Decades of conflict have left deep scars on the society and its infrastructure. Economic hardship is a constant reality for a majority of the population. For a father, this means the daily worry of how to afford flour and cooking oil for his family. For a young person, it means limited opportunities for work, even with an education. Access to basic services like healthcare, clean water, and reliable electricity remains a significant challenge. For a mother in a rural village, this might mean walking for miles each day to collect water from a clean source. The landscape, for all its beauty, can be unforgiving, with harsh winters, droughts, and the constant threat of natural disasters like earthquakes and floods. The security situation has cast a long shadow over daily life, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty that affects every plan and every decision. For ordinary Afghans, these are not abstract issues. They are the practical, daily realities that must be navigated with immense patience, courage, and resilience. Yet, it is in the face of these very challenges that the strength of the Afghan character is most clearly revealed, in the ability to find moments of joy, to celebrate a wedding with music and dance, to welcome a new baby with hope, and to maintain a profound faith in the face of uncertainty. The struggle to provide for one's family, to educate one's children, and to build a peaceful life is a testament to the unyielding strength of the human spirit. Life in Afghanistan is a study in contrasts between a past filled with glory and turmoil and a future that is yet to be written, between the timeless rhythms of rural life and the accelerating pace of change in the cities, between immense hardship and an even greater capacity for resilience. It is a place often defined by the world through a narrow lens, but its reality is infinitely more rich, human, and complex. Here, behind the headlines and the geopolitical narratives, is a nation of ordinary people engaged in the universal human project of building a life, raising a family, and finding meaning. Here, life is measured in the strength of family, in the warmth of hospitality, in the quiet dignity of daily work, and in the enduring power of faith. The mountains stand as silent witnesses to this history, and the lights that flicker to life in the valleys at dusk are symbols of an inextinguishable hope. It is a living testament to the idea that even in the shadow of great mountains and great challenges, the human spirit, in its quiet, unyielding way, continues to endure, to hope, and to build a life.